Tesla stock went down by 1.44% on Tuesday's trading session, going from a price of $182.45 to $179.82. And there's a lot going on with the stock, so should you buy? Keep watching as we answer that by going to recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. First up, Tesla has launched two vehicles in Thailand as they work to fight off competition. Thailand's EV market leaders are mainly Japanese automobile companies, but Elon Musk wants a piece of the pie as they start delivering around Q1 or Q2 next year. Next up, the company is giving buyers discounts and offers on some vehicles, and here's why it's a problem. Demand might be lowering for EV vehicles going into 2023, just like Elon predicted, but we are hopeful that it will recover. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here now in the 1-day chart for Tesla, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that we're currently down 2.78% to a price of $174.87. And of course, if we look over here, we're currently making a pin bar candle on the lower side after we made a pin bar candle on the the upper side yesterday. And now here's the thing, if we are able to form this, or rather turn this red candle into a green pin bar, even if it's on the lower side, we might be in for a reversal pattern, right? I've already told you some of my own personal strategies in previous videos, and the reversal pattern, the pin bar reversal, is one of those where we go like this and this, right? If you're new to the channel, this won't make any sense to you, but for those of you who've watched my videos, like my old videos as well, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about, right? This analysis, or rather the strategy right here, well, it's not official, right? But I've personally tested it, and I'm not taking any guarantees, however, right? It's just my own intuition. I would say that the stock would go up if we were to make a pin bar candle on the lower side with a green body, right? A green candle in a lower pin bar. So of course, apart from that, right, that's wishful thinking. But at the same time, we have to analyze a few things, right? The stock fell down. Why did it fall down? First up, of course, we talked about how the company is giving out discounts, even though we don't have, we don't really have exact informations on how much discount they're giving and where they're exactly doing that. But at the same time, we do have information of the Thailand expansion that we talked about in the previous part of this video. So that is a good news, and that probably is not why the stock is falling, right? That's obviously not why the stock is falling, right? One of the reasons, of course, the Twitter drama that's going on, right? It has seriously hurt Tesla investors, but at the same time, does that make me a short seller, or am I spreading any sort of FUD? Well, definitely not. I'm not paid by big corporations to speak badly of Tesla, right? However, I would love to be paid by big corporations to speak about stocks. Anyways, coming back to the serious topics, right? We did get into a bearish trend, but right now we seem to be following a pattern. And what exactly is that pattern? We'll have to see over here. Let me show you. Right, we'll have to zoom out a bit. I'm sorry for that. So over here, we can see that we fell down by about, let's see, we fell down by about 30%, right? After falling down, we got a pullback, a small pullback, went sideways, went down, another pullback, sideways, down, or rather not a pullback, but a breather, right? A reverse pullback, I would say. After that, again, we went down by about 20%, and then we got a breather, pullback, breather, sideways, and then again we got a pullback, right? So this might be a reversal scenario building up over here, because as you guys can see, first we fell by 30%, then 20%, then by 10%, and maybe after that we might get a reversal and go up. But at the same time, some people, right, some reputed analysts are claiming that the stock will not go above $200 in the year 2022 because of several reasons. Why, right? Of course, you can search that up on Google. Probably you will get that article. At the same time, I'm not saying that he's right or wrong, right? But I personally believe that sure, it might not go above $200 to, this year, but next year, I've already told you guys that I personally have a price target of $300 for Tesla, which from the current price indicates a 75 or rather 80% growth, and that's great in my opinion, right? At the same time, if we talk about the long term, Kathy Wood has, of course, given a price target of somewhere like $1,600 or something, right? So let's mark that as well. She said that the company can go up by like 6 or 7x, right? She also predicted revenues of about $400 billion or something like that for 2026, right? But that's a really long-term window. I personally don't analyze stocks all the way that long, even though I probably should. So that's a mistake. But, anyways, if we're talking about a 1 year analysis, right, what exactly will the stock do? If you ask me, the earnings report will matter a lot, but this time we might actually get another good earnings report because we already discussed this in the previous video that the stock or rather the company might give out record deliveries this year, right? We might deliver over 1 million EV vehicles in a single year, that is 2022, right? So if that happens, of course, the company will go up, the stock will go up, the company will have some great news to present to its investors. And at the same time, even if we fall down to the $160 range, which I don't believe will happen again, right? It might, but I personally don't, or at least I personally wouldn't like to think about that, right? So even if we fall down to $160, 162, something like that, right, we'll still recover if you ask me. Because then again, I already told you that once we get the good earnings report, I believe that a reversal should start on from there. But at the same time, it won't last very long, right? Why won't it last very long? Elon Musk himself talked about the recession that it will last all the way into 2024. So that, of course, is one of the main reasons. But at the same time, his prediction was kind of correct, right? Why is that so? We can already see that Tesla giving discounts is somewhat of an indication that they're sensing that the demand for EV vehicles in general is kind of lowering down, and that, well, even though it's not that good of a sign, I personally think that they'll be able to recover from it because this is a consumer shortage and not a shortage on the behalf of the company. But of course, with that, I believe that we've talked enough about the 1 day chart, so let's jump on into the 1 hour chart. And now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we can see that right here, we did fall consecutively 2 days, right, from 5th December to 7th December. So of course, we are following a pattern, right? We went down from, all the way from $189 to the current $174, going down by over 8%. Well, not over 8%, but around 8%. So is that a good thing? Of course not, but I believe that it's a natural pullback and it obviously happens to companies, right? Even Google and Amazon are all of those big companies. Well, Tesla is a big company, I know, but the bigger, the more stable, the more I would say industrially accepted companies, right? They're also getting pullbacks. So you can see that the entire market is red today, right? Apple's down 1%. Um, Cosmos, which I'm pretty sure that most of you have not heard of the stock, but it's down 12%. Um, Other stocks, Lucid is down 2.43%, MULN 3.8%. What is this? Nest Builder, yeah, this is another stock that recently blew up, down 18%. Neo 6.8%, right? Is this a bad sign? It's natural. I'll just leave it at that, right? If we're talking about levels, however, of course we have a resistance around 182, right? Pretty strong levels, 122 and 186, right? Below that, 180, right? Support around 177.35. But at the current level, of course, this is a resistance and not a support. So our next support lies directly around 166, $167. Will we crash all the way down there? Well, we might, right? I personally don't think it should happen, but we might, right? That depends on the market condition. The market conditions are not that great today, so it might happen. But at the same time, I believe that there's nothing much left to analyze in the 1 hour chart. So we'll have to jump on into the main and most detailed chart that we have, which is the 5 minute chart. And now that we're in the 5 minute chart, we'll first analyze the 7 day, the 7th December performance, then we'll move back a bit to analyze the 6th December performance. But right now, we can see that we made somewhat of a double top around the $180, $179 range, which is kind of obvious considering the fact that, I've already told you this countless times that people often will set their stop loss levels or, their well, yeah, mainly stop loss levels or their sell order levels, their limit orders a bit below psychological levels. So like it's $180 is a psychological level. So they'll probably set it at 181 or 179, right? Something like that. I'm pretty sure most of you understand this. At the same time, we did make somewhat of a double bottom, a corresponding bottom and top as well at 177, right? Which of course is kind of like it's again a no-brainer, but I still mention that. I don't know why. 174 seems to be a good support. We're currently at 175, which has now been beaten. Right, we've fallen below 175. Resistance around 175 over here. Support, another support 173. Another support around, well, it has now turned into a resistance, but still 174.87, pretty much just the entire range. I already told you how this works, right? Just now. So with that, we'll have to analyze the previous day's performance as well to make up for this, right? Let me quickly remove these drawings. We can see that we kind of fell in the end and that downtrend continued in the next day, right? So what's going to happen today, if you ask me? Well, I personally think that we'll probably go down a bit more, right? Maybe around 172, right? Between 172 and 170. I'll just leave it at that, right? We're not going to fall below $170 if you ask me. That's my personal prediction, right? And after that, I already told you that how crucial a green pin bar candle on the lower side, of course, would be for the Stoxx reversal, in my opinion. So I personally think that we should be able to create that. And once the stock is done falling, in the end, we should get some good buying volumes. And of course, the stock should probably go up a bit below, or rather a bit above this level. I'm sorry for that, right? Even if we get above the $175 level, we're already in a green, somewhat of a green pin bar candle, right? No matter the gap down that we got, right? But we should be able to get a reversal the next day if we get that. With that, I remain bullish on Tesla, as I've already told you. And of course, I could be wrong. So remember that this most definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If, however, you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel, Stocks 101, for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.